Hey, how's it, South Africa? Monday morning again. Cold, wet Monday morning here in the south of Johannesburg. And let those people immigrate here overhead. A lot of news that's been happening over the weekend. So, just to start off, no power now, almost 24 hours. Actually, more than 24 hours where I stay. And you got to ask, what's going on here. But anyway, it is what it is. On to the next thing. Cyril, my heart is trying to say, call you Mr. Ramaphosa, but I just can't, because the lack of respect that I have for you. Do you see what's happening in LA, in California? Are you seeing how Donald Trump deals with riots and insurrections and looting? Have you noticed the difference between the way that President Donald Trump deals with lawlessness and deals with violence and deals with smashing and breaking and destroying? Have you noticed there? When the police couldn't handle it, he called in the army. And the army have gone there and things are coming under control there now. Have you noticed that? Can you compare that to what happened here in 2021? Can you see the difference between when you're a strong president and when you're a weak person? That's the difference, all right? Secondly, on that note, what is the story I keep seeing all over South Africa with these guys in red t-shirts going to people's businesses and giving people a hard time at their businesses? What I want to know, you can send me a message. What gives these people the right to go and harass business owners and harass people that are trying to keep the wheels of this country turning? Okay? That's the one thing. I keep saying to you people, they think we flipping stupid, these people, and we behave like we're stupid. All of them. And let me tell you the latest one that I watched this morning on the Morning Shot. 130 million rand missing from CIRA, the private security industry regulator. 130 million rand. And when Ian Cameron is now trying to investigate it, they're trying to get him to recuse himself because he's not allowed to talk about that. 130 million gone. All right? When are we going to start? I see some people are starting, and I'm very happy about that. But when are you going to start thinking about the people that you're putting into power? What do you think your community could have done with 130 million rand? Nothing, You don't need it. Government can throw it away. It's all right. Okay, what was the next thing? Yes, last night. And this is what I've been telling you people for years and years and years. Last night I watched Tucker Carlson, and a lady comes on there and she's written a book called Unshrunk, which is about her story of how she was put on regimens and regimens and regimens of prescription medication, which ultimately it turns out made her worse and that she didn't need. She says that this whole thing of chemical imbalance has been so often debunked, she can't believe that people are still using it. And this is what I've been saying to you for years and years and years. Just because your drug dealer wears a white lab coat and a stethoscope, and he doesn't wear bomber jackets and gold chains, doesn't make him any less a drug dealer. You need to start waking up to this fact, South Africa and the world. You are being conned, on a massive level. I don't know what this preoccupation is, or this lack of understanding that people just don't want to be human beings. In order to be fully human, you have to be able to fully explore your emotions and be able to feel and deal with things that are happening in your life. Who would want to just float through life, high on prescription medications, and then, this stuff makes me feel so much better. Cocaine made me feel so much better. Mandrax made me feel so much better. Weed made me feel so much better. Now you're just substituting those drugs for psychiatric drugs. It's ridiculous. We need to start waking up. We need to start waking up. Really. And on that note, I want to know when we, all of us together, are going to turn this country around. You know what? I see what's happening in the States now. There's people there that aren't happy, but they're not happy for the wrong reasons. We've got valid and good reasons to be unhappy. 40 people per 100,000 murdered a year in this country. The international statistic is 4. 4. We're 10 times higher. We do nothing. The government is raping our country financially. People are suffering. Listen to the sound there of the generator ringing in the early mornings. I pay a government to make sure that I've got power. This morning it's overcast. My business won't be able to run because the solar doesn't function properly when it's overcast and there's no electricity. What do we do? You know, and I'm not in industry. We've got businesses here, hardware stores, factories, all these types of things here in Midvaal that require electricity to run in order to pay salaries, in order to pay tax, in order to pay rates and taxes. Can't run, bud. No power. No power, bro. At all. For now, 2 days. We've got valid reasons. And I'm telling you, the time is coming when people like me are going to call for the citizens of this country to rise up against this government. Physically, where there'll be no counting of ballots involved. We will remove you from those seats, physically. I'm telling you, because we as South Africa are sick and tired of the lies, bro. You know, this is the thing that's grating me more than the victim mentality, is the constant lying. They lie and lie and lie to our faces, and we do nothing, and they think they got away with the lies. How's the story with the NPA? Yeah, look, you know, there's a complete breakdown. The head of the NPA is telling us no prosecutions are happening. Why not? Hey? I've got a friend who's a detective in the murder branch of a big police station. You know what he told me a couple years back? Just the other day. 70% of murders go unsolved. Think about that. If they're not prepared to catch murderers, do you really think they care about your household items? Do you really think they care about drugs? Do you really think they care about armed robbery? If they're not even prepared and they cannot even solve murder. South Africa, it's time for us to stand up and make ourselves heard. I'm telling you, all of us. You know, we keep hearing about apartheid this, apartheid that, right? Now, I'm no supporter or proponent of apartheid, that I can tell you right now. But don't you feel bad that this government that was fighting for your liberation has proven that everything that those people said during apartheid, the National Party government, has proven them right, 100% right. Everything they said would happen has happened. How's that make you feel? Huh? Give that a thought. Give that a thought. And do you really think a country like Israel is going to allow the Palestinians to do to Israel what the ANC has done to this country? You're making a very good case for Israel by the way you run this country. Lekker. God bless. Have a nice day.